Welcome back to another episode of Two Dads in a Pod. And because of this weekend being Halloween, we decided we're going to have a very spooky episode.
Oh, yeah, because Blippi's spooky to parents.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you get to watch our YouTube video, you get to see us in costume.
Yeah, so hit that like
and
and follow. I'm trying to, I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and it's like that they still, they have to say that in order to like help the algorithm, help them out in the algorithm or whatever it's called. Okay. It's like hit the like and subscribe button if you want to keep us relevant.
Follow Blippy. That was my better impression. I haven't really tried it, but
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna call myself a lumberjack or Paul Bunyan today.
If you had an ox, you could be Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
But I think lumberjack is. I mean, Paul Bunyan was a lumberjack, wasn't he?
Yeah. But he's just a really big,
big one. Yeah.
Who ate really big pancakes.
What's it It's like the best American folklore that.
When I was a kid, yeah. He's like pancakes were his deal for sure.
Yeah.
So it's Halloween 2021.
Yep. Finally there. I feel like today we're gonna basically talk about anything scary for the sake of Halloween being spooky and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
we can talk about anything that's scary.
Like, anything scary. It doesn't have to be parent. Yeah.
It's not scary.
Anything. It could be. I mean, it could be paranormal. It could be anything that scared us as kids. We will try to relate it back to parenting. Yeah. But for the sake of this episode, I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
We'll keep it as relevant as possible to Halloween.
Yeah, that too.
Of course. Unfortunately, growing up, I didn't really get a lot of exposure to Halloween. Obviously, I watched Hocus Pocus. Obviously, I watched Halloween.
Wait, but you went trick or treating, right?
A couple of times. Like when I was a kid, I think the easiest costume that any kind of like Latino kid could put on was like a vampire cape and the fangs.
My brother was a vampire one year.
And just like slick back his hair.
Because the hair was already slicked.
Yeah, pretty much. Just here. Then they give you like a gel that they have kind of thing. What's that can like that spray can for like.
Oh, see, I was thinking LA Looks.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that gel? LA Looks.
Or Gorilla.
Moco the Gorilla. That was my.
That was like
young.
high school.
That was my young adult life.
No,
I moved on from that.
Yeah, I didn't really do much trick or treating other than like in the neighborhood maybe, knock on the doors kind of thing. But I never, I always saw other kids getting into like the worst part of trick or treating, which was like egging houses and.
I only did that. I only did egging one time, and my brother was there too. That way, it got scary because one guy saw us.
Yeah. And
he chased us well, he didn't chase us. He kind of saw what direction we were going to, and of course, it was like a couple houses away from our house.
Yeah.
And we had another friend from the neighborhood that was like with us doing it, and our other friend, he got too close to the house where he was just trying to hit it.
Yeah. And
he got too close to the house and he was like, "Yeah, I hit the brick. And he turns around, the guy's like right there. And so we run. We go to our house and we tell my mom we were here the whole time, okay?
You have to have your alibis in order.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, that was the day the episode of Dragon Ball Z came out. Halloween special.
No, there have been a couple times when we were little. We told my mom if anybody asks, we're here the whole time. Okay, we just went back. No, yeah, the guy, he parked his truck right in front of our house, and we had to take our friend home, but he lived a couple houses away too. So we just pretended to nonchalantly walk down the street and it was dark already, so but the guy was in his truck just sitting there. Just I don't know if he didn't have enough evidence that it was us or not.
Yeah. Or he just wants to know where you live for future reference.
Yeah, who knows? But we also hid in a rose bush just because we were so paranoid. We thought every car that was moving around was him.
Oh.
So even before we got to his house, and that's the thing is we don't want him knowing where our other friend lives.
Yeah.
So we just kept running. And at one point, well, we felt like headlights were on, so like we went to some bushes and we just kind of like laid low, like army crawling in there and stuff. And then we finally got to his house, but like that, I'll admit there was no repercussions aside from just being scared shitless.
There's I feel like it's different now because there's so many trunk or treats or downtown trick or treating where they just walk in a loop around the park. And I remember as a kid, it was like trick or treat. Somebody's like, you know, they knock, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat or whatever. And if they didn't have a treat, like I think that was like for us, that was like fair game. If like they didn't have any kind of candy, whether they opened the door or not, you know, this house is Target.
Was that an unspoken rule? Because I don't remember.
Well, I don't know what the history of Halloween is, but I think it was something along the lines of kids would, you know, hooligans would go around on a specific day, I guess, or something, and they would knock on the doors or do something and say trick or treat. And it's like, all right, you don't have a treat, we're gonna mess up your house or something. Which I think is kind of like low key, like.
I wonder how many people died, because I feel like back in those days when
more people had arms and you know, like get off my lawn. It wasn't like a small well, it was a small community, but not in the sense of like a small like area community. It was like, oh yeah, my neighbor next door is like, you know, he shot some kids on accident because they were trying to trick or treat or something, right?
Yeah, on accident.
It was like, oh yeah, where's your neighbor? It was like, oh yeah, he's like a quarter mile down. Like, it's just that's how far apart they were back then. But yeah, I thought that was like the reason why they say trick or treat is because
you gotta trick.
You gotta give them a treat, or else
they'll prank you or something.
Prank you or something.
Who knows?
Prank is a better word actually. Everything else is like torture, or, you know, domestic terrorism.
Yeah. I didn't remember that part.
Yeah, cool. That's why they egg like houses or TP the houses, which I think now is a little different because pandemic. But you don't want to use toilet paper.
No, everybody be like, "Hey, free toilet paper!" All right.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I'm gonna TP that house. Stream.
Yeah. Hey, we can use it too. Huh? Get enough together.
There was one Halloween where the kids in my neighborhood, we didn't really have any costumes. Like we didn't again, like we didn't go
just
hot
walk out. Yeah.
So we all shared one mask, like it's a ghoul mask. Yeah. So we would knock.
Was it the scream mask?
No, it was like the generic like rubber mask that you got at Walmart. And thinking back, it was probably unsanitary that we were all sharing that same mask.
I mean, when you think about it that way, yeah.
Yeah. But one of us would go up to the door. Trick or treat, just one kid, not a whole bunch of groups, and then oh yeah, we don't have masks unfortunately, but hey, can you use a candy? No, it's just we send one kid at a time. Next kid. It's like we were being smart or something.
Well, it was also the fun of it. Like you got to go and do it because you didn't want to get turned down. Yeah. I think the least I ever did one time was just wear Dracula teeth and call it that.
The glow in the dark ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that was
at the dollar store or from the discoteca Miramar.
Yeah, we all know that.
we all know the discoteca. Best toys that broke easy. Now kids go to the dollar store for toys.
Because we have a dollar store now. We didn't have a dollar store back then. We had discoteca.
Oh, yeah, we had the discoteca, which, you know, surprisingly, they were like for Paso, I think they were like the first dollar store. They had a lot of stuff for $1.
Something like that. Yeah.
You had $1, you were like rich there. You got some candy and a toy or something like that.
Back when you could buy candy for like $1.
Back when you
more
buy
than one.
Yeah. Well, back when you can
back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days. Back when you can buy like, I think Arizona tea, it's like 108 now or 110 or something.
Inflation.
But which is weird. Okay, if you really think about inflation, Jack in the Box tacos, 2 for $1. Mm-hmm. They've been 2 for $1 since like early 2000s.
Oh yeah, we talked about
either we've been overpaying for tacos and they just caught up.
Hey, well at least we caught up and they haven't changed.
Or what the hell are they changing in that?
Well, I mean, you're getting tacos for 99 cents. At that point, what are you expecting?
Yeah, I know. It's true. I asked for no sauce because that tears me up.
Nah, man.
Speaking of scary.
That is scary. We've all been there.
No. You know, growing up, I didn't like, you know how fast food, like Taco Bell, you get like the taco shits or something the next day apparently, right? Growing up, I never had that issue.
Chipotle
Never.
was definitely the.
It just depends what you get, I guess.
Nah, I don't know Chipotle then. I don't know now because supposedly they like redid their training or whatever because everybody was getting E. coli or some shit.
Oh, well,
that?
yeah, they got they got rid of green onions.
I don't know, man. You got somebody like South Park doing a whole episode like Chipotle. You know, there was like it wasn't just
it reached them. Yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah, it reached them, and it was. Oh man, it was great.
No, it's growing up, I never had that issue with the next day runs or the night of runs or whatever. But now that I'm older, like I have that issue.
Everything kind of goes through.
Yeah, everything just goes right through. You know, unless I'm careful about it. You know,
spicy food do that to you?
I didn't really like spicy food growing up.
Okay.
Like the only spices I get, and I think it's just it doesn't even really count as hot Cheetos. I do that like because I don't want to like taste it too much.
I love hot Cheetos, but I still remember when I got introduced to them
when they first came out. Yeah.
Never went back to.
I remember there's a lot of kids who ate hot Cheetos, and then like they ate too much to the point where like they were throwing up hot Cheeto like red.
Okay, that never happened to me.
Yeah, it happened once to my brother. I must
have had a limit.
It happened once to my brother, and I think it happened once to me, or unless I had something bad that I ate, and then I had hot Cheetos with it or something.
Yeah.
But I remember it did, and it would burn on the way out, and it was.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like burn throat. It's like acid, pretty much red acid. Yeah. That was nasty.
It was spicy going in. It was spicy going out.
God damn, yeah. I think it's. I mean, if we're talking about scary stuff, that's scary.
I mean, yeah. When you're about to, try not to shit your pants.
So growing up, I didn't have a lot of experience trick or treating. But like I said, I did watch like the movies and the Halloween specials and stuff like that.
So that was your like Halloween thing.
That was my Halloween thing, is watching TV at home. Same thing with Christmas. Movies. We didn't really celebrate. Like I remember when I was a kid, we would open presents like up to a certain age, like 6 or 7. My mom pulls out a bag and dumps all the toys out. There you go. Like none of them were wrapped. She was done with it.
We got a couple months for that episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how scarring that was growing up.
Just wait till we hit Thanksgiving.
I always wanted a bike. Just get emotional.
You know, it was one of my favorite costumes. Well, I never got it, but I always, the Scream costume was very popular.
Ghostface, yeah. It's coming back on TikTok.
First off, okay, I know I guess it's Halloween related, but he's just one guy with a knife. How come everybody gets killed?
Oh, yeah. No, you'll have a sprinter in there trying to get away. Yeah. And he'll still be catching up to you in a slow walk.
All he has is a knife. He's not even a ghost or some zombie. He's literally just a guy, a different person every movie.
So I've never actually watched the movie. Uh-huh. But I did watch the parody of the movie called
Scary Movie. So that was where I was going. That was where I was going to. Was one of the best ones was after that movie when he got high and like his and his eyes were all like closed. What's your
favorite scary movie? Yeah.
And his eyes were all closed like that.
And the tongue.
Yeah. So there were so many variations. The next Halloween after that movie.
Oh yeah, all the different.
All the different ones. There's one with the tongue, and then
when it was supposed to be scary, kids found it funny.
Oh yeah, no, and the high faced one was one of my favorite ones. He was like, nothing, chilling, killing,
and he's like literally,
but
it starts rapping. It's just slicing everybody in the room.
I still remember
because I slice and dice and that. Oh shit, that was tight, son.
Cut up another hole in your ass.
For a rated movie and the age where we were at.
I was in 5th grade.
And when it came out,
I was in 5th grade watching the movie.
We can quote a lot of bad movies.
Oh, horrible. Yeah, I know, bad ones. I love that movie though. That movie is funny. It's the Wayans brothers for you though.
Yeah. Crystal and I would looked at like the family tree of the Wayans, and there's quite a few people in the industry.
There's a lot of
them. I'm like, what the? Because I was watching Jess or New Girl, whatever.
Okay.
New Girl, and one of the Wayans' son is in there.
Is it Damon Wayans?
I think so.
Junior. He looks.
And I was like, oh, he can totally play. Like, if they did a Mr. Payne reboot, or like Sergeant Payne or whatever. Yeah. If they did a reboot, he'd be perfect. He looks just like him.
Well, he looks just like his dad.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't know that was his dad.
Exactly like his dad, except he's not bald. That's about the only thing he has different.
No, that's another
So-
character I can dress up for next year.
Oh yeah, there. So growing up, what were the what would you say were the biggest like scary stories that you had? And I mean, we're Mexican, so we always have
Oh,
like
La Llorona.
those. Oh, there's plenty. Yeah, La Llorona is one of the
I think
biggest.
La Llorona.
So what version of that one did you hear? Because there's always like 3 or 4 different versions of that.
It's tough to say, but the one I can somewhat remember is like originally, it was she wasn't. I think she was a mom who went crazy
Okay.
and drowned her own kids in
yeah.
the bathtubs.
Okay.
That's what I. That's
See,
what I
I
was
remember it
told.
being like a lake or something.
Yeah, and I think that's another one too. But I heard something about bathtub, and then she drowned them, and then I think they executed her because of that. Or like it was a small town, so it's like they were their own judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
And then she came back to haunt them, looking for her kids.
Right.
So anytime the kids were left with like a babysitter, or she would, apparently like she would show up, like
Yeah.
reincarnate her, like not reincarnate, but like manifest herself
Yeah.
as like a lady trying to look for work as a babysitter,
Oh, okay.
infiltrate the family that way, and then eventually kill the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Scary
like,
as
what? And no wonder I didn't like babysitters. Like, what the hell? That was like the worst babysitter scary
There's the funny
story
things
ever.
we know about this when we're little. We're just expected to be like not traumatized by it.
I know. It's because they try to keep you in check as a kid. So they tell you these stories, you know, thinking it's gonna like, oh, that's why they'll go to sleep early because they're kukui, or that's why they'll like
No,
behave, or
there'll
else
be
I'll
a
get them a babysitter.
Yeah,
or,
no, they'll be laying down with their eyes open, being like, shit.
like what the hell? Why would you tell me this late at night?
You know what's another thing that I know this one's not really scary, but in the terms of telling your kids something was I remember being in stores as a little kid, and there'd always be like a Mexican mom, her little kid, whatever, and like her kids misbehaving. I think you know where I'm going with, but
Te va a robar, te va a llevar.
Mira, ese hombre te va a llevar. Like, you know, that guy is gonna take you, or whatever. Just because. Okay, here's the real question: were you ever ese hombre? Were you ever the guy that they would point?
No. I don't think so. That's definitely a Mexican thing because I feel like I've been around like some white people and their kids, and they're like, say hi to the nice man instead.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. Say thank you for holding the door.
Let's say, yeah, no, they'd always make one person who was unsuspecting was just probably like looking at.
I'll tell you this much. If I'm ever that guy, I will play along.
I was 17 when I was el hombre. Like when I was that guy.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was working at
Te va a
JC
llevar.
Penney. I was working at JC Penney, and I was behind the counter, and the lady was coming up, and she's like, "Mira, ese te va a llevar," you know, because I was like, also a lot
Just
of
pick up the kid and run.
oh my god, no. a lot of that was the thing when I was working at JC Penney. A lot of the like Spanish speakers that would come in there and like they didn't know I could speak. I guess I didn't look Mexican enough to speak Spanish, so like they'd sometimes bring up their kids and like start. The kids would be translated and just like interject like, "Oh, I am fluent."
Oh, you know the funny part working in the theater, I get that a lot. The kid is like ordering from them. Well, dile que quieres, dile, can we get a large pot? Yeah. And then I finally go like, algo más.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hablas español? Ah, que la chingada, ¿por qué no me dijiste? I'm like, cause you didn't talk to me at all. You didn't ask. You literally you assumed. Anyway. He had his kid ordering the whole time, so I was replying to the kid, and then finally, like
you heard,
because there's times where parents bring their kids in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be straight. There's times where white people bring their kids in and try to teach them like manners and stuff like that, and that's how they do it. Well, tell the man what you would like.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'll take. Come on, hurry! We have a line behind us. We'll just get him a kids pack. He's like, okay, M&M's or Skittles. And looks at the entire candy case, even though I just gave him 2 options.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Look, we'll be real here. Everybody can learn from everybody.
Absolutely.
We're not.
The moment I take Sophia, when she's at the age, well, I've taken her already, but when I have to like have her order for herself, I'm I'm gonna tell her before we walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
You better have your order ready.
Oh, you could be laying down the law then, huh?
I'm gonna do it right away. It's like, if you don't choose, I will choose for you.
Yeah.
I will, in my head, count back to like 5 or something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. And if she doesn't decide, I'm saying for her. I don't care if she has a peanut allergy. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I do care. But
the 3-2-1 method actually works on Donovan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
3,
the only,
2, and then
we don't get past. I barely ever get past 2.
Yeah.
And he.
Well, I think. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to test it out on Sophia one day. But there's times where like she's like, I'm tired, dude. This morning, she just wouldn't go to sleep last night. I don't know what we gave her. I don't know what happened, but she just kept crying for her phone or tablet. And
Yeah.
when she was fine without it, like half an hour later, she almost knocked out, and then she wakes up again. She's like crying again, and then she's now she knows how to talk. So she goes tablet. And I'm like, Anyway, where's I going with this? I was venting just now.
You're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired.
You're tired.
Okay, so when she does freak out, and I'm conscious enough to be able to like correct the situation or whatever, I will tell her either to breathe or I'll count. I think I lean more to just breathe because she does know how to do that. Like I play along with her. It's like, so baby, breathe, mama. She goes.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, there. Now, what would you like? Tablet.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, at least she stopped crying.
And she knows how to say please and thank you now. So when she's crying and she says please and thank you in the middle of crying, she, please and thank you. So, and I'm just like, that was adorable.
Like, oh, I can't get mad at that.
God damn it.
Wait till she's 4 and you're like, all right, you know what? That wasn't.
Yeah, I wonder when I was a kid if I mean, obviously we didn't have tablets when we were kids,
No.
but we had TV or whatever, or
TV.
toys. And I don't remember having a choice when I was
No,
little kid.
we didn't have choices.
The only choice we got, if you want to stay up, you're going to listen to La Llorona story or something, you know?
No, I think my parents were, I mean, I remember being afraid of the dark.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Like you turn off the lights and you run to the next room that has light.
I mean, I can't say I don't do that right now. I'm just kidding.
I still do. I feel like this weird, like, something's behind me or something.
It's traumatized as a kid.
No,
I remember I couldn't fall asleep immediately when I was little.
Yeah.
And you would see like all the stuffed animals in the dark. All of a sudden, like you just keep looking at them long enough. You think they're moving.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like,
especially the ones that were like, you know, the paintings where the chin's one way, but the eyes are looking at you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you are in the room.
Yeah,
it looks like they're looking at you. Imagine a teddy bear that way.
Fuck that, man. We used to have a Bart Simpson doll that would just like it would sit on the TV, and it had like those big old eyes and stuff. And I remember he was just sitting there, and I love that doll. But like I remember like in the dark,
a car passes by at night and you see that light shine.
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, it didn't matter. Like I would just any bit of light was shining off of his eyes, and I just remember being like, that is so scary. And then in the background, like in my head in the background, like the Simpsons music would start playing, but creepily, like that would scare the shit out of me.
Have you done any pranks? Just scary pranks. It doesn't have to be Halloween, but like any pranks to like scare somebody. Not like jump out the corner, but I was gonna say a little bit more thought out.
No, I'd say jumping out of the that's basically the biggest I ever remember doing as a prank, like to scare somebody, like scared somebody shit. Like, do you have something?
One thing that was done to me, and one thing that I did to with that same guy, we did it to somebody else. He's just into scaring people, I guess. Yeah. The first time I was doing, so we in our apartment complex we have a laundromat, a community laundromat that we always, and obviously we use quarters to use it, but so it was late at night. My mom, for some reason, likes to send me out to get the whatever's out in the dryer.
I guess she didn't want to go.
Yeah, she didn't want to go. Teacher's responsibility. We all know you're scared of the dark, too, Mom. And I went to go get it, and on my way back, I lived upstairs, and my neighbor lived upstairs, and in the balcony, and on his side, there was a bicycle, and like it was really dark, and and there was like a little figure that was right behind the bicycle, and I saw two glowing like eyes.
Oh, you did.
And I thought it was the reflectors of the bicycle. I was like, it's like the perfect spot to like make you think first. No, that can't be two eyes, whatever. Yeah. And then realize, oh shit, there's something there, kind of thing. Yeah. And I was just like, I did the whole like motion, like see if I can get the glare back, you know, whatever, because the light's hitting it a certain way. And I'm like, it disappears. I'm like, all right, it's the reflect. Like, I had the basket, dropped it, booked it. I didn't go home. I don't know what was gonna be up there for me. So I booked it back the other way to like the parking lot, and I just hear him go, "Got you!" And I'm like, "What the is wrong with you?"
Yeah,
that was a good one. I am very impressed. He got me on that.
So
one.
How do you do the eyes?
He had these. If you go like back then, I don't know if they have them now, but if you went to Walmart, they had these. It's like a black sheet, and then it had glow in the dark eyes behind the sheet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they just kind of like like
kind of went
in and out,
big and small. Kinda,
yeah. Or if like obviously you covered your eyes too. So I got scared shitless. The thing we did with him and I, we decided to call our friend, and obviously star 67. That way they didn't recognize the number, or star 69.
Which one was star 69? Which is star 67?
I don't know. One of the two. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
You know, block your number because caller ID was a big thing.
Yeah.
So we blocked the number, and then we dialed the actual number we wanted to call, and my friend picked up. She goes, "Hello," and then my friend goes, "La la 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 la." Hello. La 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 la. She goes, "Oh hell no!" and then hangs up.
Oh, dude, there wasn't much to that.
No, that was it. But it was funny because in the moment, like we had it on speaker, obviously, and I heard everything, and she just like, nope, not gonna deal with this.
That's funny.
I just thought it was funny. She's one of those people where like if she gets scared, she's like, nope, not dealing with it, and like
she
walks away from the situation.
So there's a flight situation.
Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah,
she's done.
And she flies.
well, better than. I'm gonna go check it out.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the scary movies.
Yeah.
Or like if you hear like every time when I was a kid, I would be in the shower and then you hear something drop outside the door of the restroom, and you're like, this is how it happens.
Yeah.
I'm naked. I'm gonna have to find my way through.
Worst.
My whole family outside that door is dead. I'm gonna have to take out the SWAT team that just busted it through the door.
Yeah. Naked.
Yeah, naked. Well, at least I can like put some soap on. I'll be slippery in case you try to grab me.
Fumble.
Fumble. Oh, that'd be
vulnerable, man.
That'd be scary for them. We made a horrible mistake. Flashbang themselves. My eyes. It's better than watching. So you never actually did pranks. If you could do a prank, would you? Like, no consequences, obviously, whatsoever. But what if you could do a prank? You don't have to say who to who.
Well, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't do this to my wife.
Yeah, that's always. I'm afraid to scare her, like to jump around, and she's like punches me or something.
I already know she would not appreciate it. So this is a couple things that I just wouldn't do.
Yeah,
and that one's her.
Just
I probably won't fuck around too much with my kids.
Yeah,
I don't want to traumatize them too much. And like, I mean, it
compared to honestly, what our parents said to us.
Honestly, I already mess with them enough as it is.
Yeah.
And that's just because like it's somewhat like being petty sometimes. Like they'll just, especially when they're whining, I'll like mess with them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I always have to remember to like, there's a point to stop. Like I don't want to do that to them.
Yeah.
And especially because my son, he's the one he's a lot like me, so he's ballsy. Like he'll do something right in front of me after I told him not to do it, and I give him consequences. I'll be like, I say I'm going to spank you, and he says it's not going to hurt.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You have somebody like me being like, "Fucker," like.
But the reality, it hurts you inside because you're spanking your kid.
Sometimes,
like,
I mean,
that comment is not accurate.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
it hurts me more than
it hurts
you.
me sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, but no, he does say that, and like he just. That's why I can't mess with him too much because I'm getting it back from him, and he's the only one that has. Camille is the one that says she'll say no, but she's 2.
Yeah.
So. You know,
she knows that word more than anything else because we tell our kids no.
She's just like no, and she's just a very reserved kid. So like you know, Lexi, no, she'll listen.
Yeah,
she'll listen. But no, Donovan's the one that. But anyway, if I ever scare somebody or something, I mean, at this point, not by myself. If somebody like, hey, let's do this trick on so and so and so and so, depending on who it is, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm down. What do you need me to do?
Yeah.
Right, but.
What car do you need me to drive?
Yeah. I mean, to do something so grandiose, like,
yeah,
I don't know, jump off from the
prank
ceiling,
prank call, knock, ding dong ditch. You ever do that?
We did that.
I think that falls under Halloween.
Yeah, but now there's Ring cameras.
Yeah,
so
can't get away with that.
It kind of goes away. Yeah.
It's funny. Now that the Ring cameras are there, you would expect less things would happen, but I feel like it's either one, it's being exposed now because people can record it and post it online.
Yeah.
But you're surprised like how many like shady stuff happens with packages that get delivered, with people knocking on the door. Even, I mean, unfortunately, sometimes police officers will like knock on the door for some reason or another, and then they'll go walk around like away from the view of the camera, and I'm like, why would you do that if you're a police officer? Like, you don't want to catch them off guard. Plus, it's recording for both our protection,
our safety,
both our safeties. But I've seen videos where, like, you know, people, there's guys who dressed up like construction or some sort of like cable company, but they're not from the cable company. So it's one of those things, like, and they post it obviously to like, promote awareness of like, hey, not everybody's who they say they are. So please be.
Just remember, if there's a cop, a firefighter, and a construction worker, then you have yourself 3 male strippers.
If they're all there at the same time?
Yeah, if they're all there at the same time, yeah.
There's a big difference. Yeah.
I thought it was funny, so I'm sorry. That would... Had to just throw it out there.
You see her knock on the door. It's like, oh my god, there's a firefighter. There's
it's not Halloween yet.
It's not Halloween. Like, what is this? Go answer the door. It's like, we have a noise complaint.
See,
like,
there was
the music's not loud enough. You know.
Is Cindy here?
What's this?
Yeah, we got a call for Cindy.
Yeah.
Wrong door, man.
Definitely wrong door.
Now there was
UPS driver. Get a package.
there was a good Jack, and I mean I kind of got that joke off of this Jack in the Box commercial that there was a firefighter, a construction worker, and a police officer sitting at a Jack in the Box in the morning.
Yeah.
And Jack was there, and he's like, "You see, this is exactly why I made this Jack in the Box breakfast deal for hard workers like you who are out in the day." They're like, strippers. "Yeah, thanks." And it turns out there's real strippers.
A couple years ago, I want to say 2018, so 3 years ago.
You got surprised by a male stripper? That is scary.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, if I was, I'd be like, well, I got some change, you know. I'm not gonna leave them like empty-handed, you know. Here's $5, dude. Thank you, but no thanks. Anyway,
you tip a guy just for going up there?
Well, no. If he like showed up to my door or something, I would feel kind of bad. Like,
you would have felt bad.
Yeah, I would feel bad.
Really?
Like, dude's trying to make a living.
I know he's trying to make a living, but
if he came out, I was like, "Hey, I got this pizza, got delivered, you know, whatever."
No, you do not want to open that pizza because you know he's doing that.
No, what if he actually had the pizza and I happened to be hungry?
Well, what if?
Leave the pizza.
As long as that
take the drawers.
As long as that pizza is not auspiciously close to his midsection, then you know that maybe.
Obviously, UPS not opening the door. Do you need somebody to sign or something? I need somebody to sign for this package.
Yeah, I'm looking for Cindy to sign for this package.
For all you Cindy's out there.
Yeah, that's the only name that I came up with. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of a generic name.
There's a Cindy out there. It's like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
This happened.
Oh my god, that actually happened. I love this show.
I can relate. On a serious note, if I was hungry and the guy brought a pizza, I would. How much is how much did you buy the pizza for, man? I'll pay you that. You know?
It'd be like $20. You know, no male stripper's gonna get $5 from you.
Unless it's a cheap stripper, he went to Little Caesars. Man, you didn't even get the deep dish.
You definitely don't want to open that pizza box. You got a pizza with extra meat?
I got the meat lovers pizza. I think we're getting away from the main subject. Of
Sorry. Anyway,
stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, that could be scary if you weren't.
If you weren't expecting it, it can be scary.
Okay. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? I mean, do you believe in ghosts?
I do. I want to say I have.
Uh-huh.
The reality is I probably didn't. Because
the ghost was wearing a polka dot sheet, so you're like,
we were hanging out outside, and then my friend and I, we were like talking about ghosts. Obviously, you start talking about ghosts, you get goosebumps, and stuff like that. And then our little area where we were standing started getting cold, and I'm like, one, it can be a ghost presence showing up because we're talking about ghosts, or two, it's so late at night that the temperature's finally dropping. Because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so it's obviously getting cold.
It's obviously getting cold, but we're just registering. It's like, oh, there's a presence.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Have you encountered any ghost or felt like you've encountered ghosts or seen some sort of bird?
This is not a ghost kind of thing. I'm going to get a little serious here.
Okay.
It's not a ghost. I still don't know what to think of it. To me, it could either it could either be the biggest coincidence that's ever happened in my life, or I don't know. I'm all, so about 10 years ago now, I think. No, a little. It happened like towards the end of 2010. I had a friend whose sister got killed by her ex-boyfriend. So like we were all pretty much good friends. It was a friend that my brother introduced me because and I started hanging out with my brother, so we all started hanging out. He had a younger sister who was like closer to my age, and she was just really cool. I had a thing for her, and I think I want to say I think we both kind of like had a thing for each other. But because it was our friend's sister, like, there's that rule. So, like,
off limits kind of.
So, just, all right, that wasn't going to happen. But, so she gets, so fast forward to that point, she unfortunately died. And, I mean, we had gone to the funeral and all that stuff. And me and my brother and another friend, we would go to concerts that time all the time. And be like LA and stuff, and so we had already planned this concert to go to, and it was kind of, I remember me and my brother were like, it's gonna be kind of hard going after just going to a funeral. We're just kind of like,
right,
we're still hurt, and but so we went to go see the Wu-Tang Clan in LA, and it was across the street from the Staples Center. It was in Club Nokia. I remember that, and we did our usual thing. And the funny thing is, every time us three, me and my brother and another friend, would hang out and like go do something usually always happened. Whether it could be something little, something funny, but something always kind of happened whenever we all got together. And we went, so we parked at one of those lots, like in LA. This one was fenced. And we parked there. We're like, okay, we're going to go do our thing. So, we do the concert. The concert went well. It ended later because they started later. So we go back to the place, and I think it was, I don't know, 1 maybe 2 in the morning or something, and our car is the only car in that parking lot, and the gate is shut.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we're like, ah, fuck, you know. And it was funny because we had just passed by an open one that didn't have a gate,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, we're like, yeah, let's just go to that one. And ever since then, we're like, okay, we're never gonna do a gated one again. But anyway, so we're essentially stranded.
Mm-hmm.
We, you know, there was a number to call, nobody was picking up, and we're just like, well, fuck, now we're stuck here in LA. Like, what do we do? And it's not like we couldn't have done other things. We also just didn't want to dish out money for a hotel, you know, get a ride and all that stuff. You know, we were trying to be frugal at that time, and
yeah,
we just didn't know what to do. We passed by a couple cops that were there, and we kind of like said, hey, is there any way, you know? And one cop was nicer than the other one. One cop was straight up like, oh no, you guys are fucked. And we're like,
yeah,
well, cool, we already knew that. But you know, the other cop was like, he knew we were fucked, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, no, there really isn't anything to do, but like, do you guys got a hotel? You guys need a ride or something? And we're like, nah, it's okay. Like, and I mean, me and my brother, we had family in LA. We could have easily maybe call my mom and say, hey, can you call so and so? Maybe we can.
Yeah.
But we just thought that was just, we weren't gonna do that route, right? We weren't necessarily like in deep shit yet. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, well, we need to figure this out. We go to an IHOP, I believe, somewhere in downtown LA, and we ask the waitress or whoever the receptionist, I don't know. We're like, we're kind of stranded. Do you mind if we can just sit down here and just, you know, we're not gonna order anything. Are we okay to sit down? And she's like, it's not busy, so yeah, go for it. So we go and sit down. We're bummed, you know, on top of everything that happened. Yeah, that concert was great, but we were bummed. We didn't know what to do. I was so tired, I put my head down and I go to sleep. I wake up to my brother talking to this like young woman. How I remember her, she was probably like in her, I don't know, mid to late 20s. Mm-hmm. Very pretty. And I think I was like, what, 21 at that time. So my brother and our other friend were explaining to her the situation. And as I'm waking up, that's happening. And she says, you know what? How I remember her saying it, she said, I have an extra room across the street. Like, you guys are more than welcome to use it. We're like, kind of, I mean,
that's
downtown
nice.
LA, it's nice, but it's also kind of like, we're also kind of like reserved. Really, it's kind of shady. What the hell, you know? It's like, so when we heard extra room and we're like, all right, well, if she's not using it, well, why not, right? We're just gonna use it. And it was kind of weird because I'm like, all right, well, we're skeptical. So we're like, this pretty girl going up to 3 dudes that she has no idea who we are. Like, all right, what's gonna happen when we go to that hotel, right? Like, are we gonna get mugged? Are we gonna, you know, what's going on? So we go. We're still very reserved. Me and my brother are texting back and forth to each other, like, hey man, be ready if anything happens. And we're just kind of doing that. And this hotel that was across the street was a nice fucking hotel. It was a big hotel. We thought that we might just be able to just kind of stay in the lobby until morning, until the parking lot opened. And so she's like, just follow me. And the lobby was fucking nice lobby. I mean, and we're just in the hotel. I mean, we're in the elevator.
Too good to be true, man.
That's what exactly. And we're in there, and she's in there. Nobody's talking. We're going up to the room, and she's like, so we go into the room, and she's like, you guys can have the bed. I'm gonna take the couch. And we're like,
it's a weird thing.
Like, what? Like, you're gonna be here with us? We're like, I thought we only said yes because we thought maybe we'd stay in the lobby, or this is an extra room that you're not gonna use. Yeah. All of a sudden, she's like pulling out the mattress from the sofa that was right across the street. I mean, across the street, right across the room from us. It's still weird, and to this day, I still can't like process like how like how is this not safe? You know, how is this safe? You know, and we're like, I know I have no bad intentions, but like, you don't know us. How do you not know that we aren't gonna like do something bad?
Right, unless she's a trained assassin.
That could have also been the thing. That could have also been the thing. That's why we were skeptical.
You guys are the alibi.
That's why we were always skeptical. Like, am I gonna be dead? Like, what's going on? So you know, and she's like, guys, I'm being generous. Just take the bed. And we're like, because we're like, no, it's okay. It's okay. We're almost like trying to get out of there. She's like, no, I'm being generous. It's okay. We're like, oh, fuck. All right. Again, we text each other like, all right, let's send an alarm. The place opens, I think, at 7. Mm-hmm. Send an alarm. Let's not overstay our welcome. We're going to get up and we're just going to go. Right? And just be like that. So, yeah, we go to bed. We fall asleep. We get up in the morning. And we're like, all right, you guys ready? Let's go. She's in the other bed. And we kind of were like, hey, thanks a lot. We have money. Is there anything you need? Like, thanks, you know, this really helped us out a lot. She's like, no, I don't need your money. She's like, she said, just go to church. I remember she said, just go to church. And she said, there's a breakfast place over there, like a free breakfast thing. And we're like, well, we're not homeless. So, you know, like, but we can help compensate and all that stuff. No. So we just said, all right, well, can we ask you, can you at least give us your name? What's your name? And she said, oh, my name's Stephanie. And me and my brother look at each other. We're like, our friend, that was her name, was Stephanie. Yeah. And all that stuff just happened the week before.
Yeah. And
we're like, huh, we just had a friend who passed away whose name's Stephanie.
That's crazy.
It was just, it's not paranormal. I don't know how to think of it. And she, you know, I am not a religious person, but I still can't explain it. And like I said, it's either the biggest coincidence or.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to like look at it as a sign or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably like, it's kind of like saying like in your kind of like not so darkest moments, but I think she's still there, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like a send off or something, or like
she's still with us
without being with us, or she helped us out from beyond. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know what happens after we die, right? But man,
but a little gesture, you know.
I mean, and I was like, and because I mean, we were. I mean, it was hard. It was hard losing a friend. Yeah. You know, we really liked her as a friend. I mean, yeah, I had a crush on her and stuff, but like, it was more than that. You know, she was just a really good person, and to have that happen like a week after, like, I don't. Like I said, I still try to wrap my head around it. I still sometimes wish.
You replay it and see if you noticed anything else that you don't remember.
At this point, at this point, it's just kind of set in stone. I would never find. I know that I will never find out again unless I run into this random person who I barely remember what she looks like. Yeah,
it's Stephanie. If you're listening, you're
and
from
like
LA.
I feel dumb that I didn't ask more from her at that moment. Like, we were so stunned and we wanted to leave, and we just thought it was just tunnel vision. We're already thinking we're overstaying our welcome. We're like this. We just want to leave. We want to go home. We were supposed to be home that morning anyway. Yeah. And I just remember thinking, I still think that, like, should have asked for an email or something.
You told her, though? Like, you had a friend that passed away?
We told her.
What was her reply again?
We asked her. Oh, actually, that was the thing. We asked her. That was another part that I forgot. We asked her what possessed her to do this, right? And she said, "Oh, God told her to do it." Look at it however way you want to. I know I look at it through my perspective, how I am with religion and all that stuff, but I don't. Again, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. And like I said, I'm curious to know what she did as a living, because this hotel was nice as hell. Yeah, like, what was she? And I know it. I've accepted that I will never know. Yeah. But I really wish I would have asked more information from her. Like, give us an email address, give us something, just so we can send her a thank you. I ain't a MySpace. We can send her like a. Yeah, we can send her like a thank you, or just because I mean that had been one of the lowest points I remember. No, actually not the lowest points, but that was like a really low blow to like what was happening for you guys? Emotionally. Yeah. Trying to have fun after that.
Everything happens for a reason, for sure. Yeah. I think there's like a combination of like everything happens for a reason and like destiny kind of thing. There's a mixture of both when it comes to like when things kind of like happen in your life and you're like, wait, what just happened? Yeah. I think there's a mix of both. And I think that destiny keeps changing depending on what we do, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, so I guess you can say you can create your own destiny.
Yeah, I mean that's how
But you're just not aware.
That's how
you're gonna end up on. You know?
I don't feel like we have a definite destiny.
No.
I feel like we just kind of choose it. What we choose to do at our hardest points in life,
yeah,
is what will dictate what will go in the future.
Oh yeah,
you know.
definitely.
So, you know, I've experienced that firsthand many times. I'm sure you have as well. And yeah, I mean, once we get older, there's
there's not much more we can do from there. You know, we're done. At 30 something, we're pretty much done with this episode as well. God, imagine that's the sound after you take like a morning piss or something.
I was gonna think a morning dump, but you know, whatever.
For some reason, I don't take morning dumps.
I don't think we really need to close on that, but
follow, like and follow if you guys like listen to the podcast.
Listen to us at Spotify if you want to see us. You get the better of everything if you do our YouTube, because I mean, look at us. We're dressed up for you guys, for us as well, because I mean that's kind of fun.
I think I'm gonna say I'm a lumberjack because Sophia's gonna be Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay, perfect.
And she gets saved by a lumberjack from the werewolf.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
or the wolf.
And I'm
big bad wolf.
The best Blippy I can be. Blippi. Blippy.
All right.
But yeah, anyway,
Happy
Two
Halloween.
Dads in a Pod. Remember, tell everybody about us. Like and subscribe.
Hit that like button.
Oh yeah, we also got our new Instagram going on. Two Dads in a Pod. Oh, yeah. Obviously.
Just to follow us.
Just to follow us. Repost the stuff that we repost. Get everybody to know about us. I mean, it would be great. And if you want to be on the show, always contact us.
Yeah, let us know. We'll try to have some guests soon.
Yeah.
Bye.